Welcome to this episode of Meditations for the Anxious Mind. I'm sure you ask yourself, who am I? Why am I here? And most importantly, who's doing all this? Your identity is nothing more than a construct of poor dietary choices and body odor. You latch onto any crumbs you find along your way. Clues to coax you into a false sense of self. The job, the girlfriend, the car, that's who you think you are. You're only fooling yourself. You don't have any of those things, you mess. Allow me to start off by saying, you will never have what it takes to be me. The way of spirituality takes a lot of sex appeal, bravery in the face of impending doom, and great humility. How is it that I have evolved to the level of an emotionally unavailable spirit guide, and the pinnacle of your existence is drinking candle wax at a methadone clinic on a Thursday? Actually, that does sound pretty fun. Today's meditation will begin in your family home. The quarantine ensues as there's a life-threatening illness sweeping the nation. Imposter Syndrome. Every day you see the reports on a flickering screen. News reporters shuffling reams of blank paper to fool us into thinking they have it all figured out. You're only half listening to the broadcast. Today in Ireland, another 700 cases of imposter syndrome have been confirmed. If a loved one is showing symptoms of imposter syndrome, make sure you isolate yourself from them and encourage them not to reach their full potential. Dad, will you change the channel? I'm sick of watching all this depressing shit. You ask. Your dad looks at you like you're insane. Do you not remember? The government took away the rest of our channels once this lockdown started. We still have 6,000 channels, but they all have the same news broadcast. You'd know that if you didn't spend all your time watching Shrek on Netflix and crying yourself to sleep listening to lo-fi study playlists on YouTube. Anger builds inside you, but it has nowhere to go, as your father is totally right about that. Yeah, well, Shrek is great. The first one is anyway, I know all the words. A lull in the conversation, like a bump in the road, swells before you and your father. A road that begins with yourself and ends with yourself and others. The bump blocks you off and sets you onto the hard shoulder, caught between two worlds. You're both unsure of what to say. Your silence leaves room for the news reporter to begin again. If you're unsure whether you have imposter syndrome or not, there is a simple way to find out. Are you plagued by feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt? Do you feel like you're undeserving of praise? Do you get a sense of guilt and shame every time something good happens to you? Do you feel your sense of belonging in this world could be snatched away at any moment and people will expose you for the fraud you are? If so, report your symptoms to 1-800-IMPOSTER. Your head begins to race manically. You rush to the fridge to open it, looking for some food to escape into. But all that's left are a packet of out-of-date carrots. So you close the fridge door and open it again to see if there's anything you missed the first time. You do this a few more times and then grab one of the carrots and fumble around with it, breaking it in half over your knee. Your father jolts over at you. "What the fuck did you do that for?" "Oh, I don't know. It felt good. My head is racing. I had to do something to stop the noise." "Did it help?" your father asks. "No, not at all. Now I'm just pissed off," you respond. You can hear the chattering of strange voices teetering around your head. "You're useless. Get to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth. Get to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth. Get to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth. Get to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth. Get to the top of the mountain." Your hands begin to shake as you scurry around the hall, looking for your keys. "Dad, one of the lads said I have to get to the top of the mountain, find out the truth." Your dad looks puzzled at your strange behaviour. "One of the lads? We're the only two people in this room. What mountain? The truth about what?" "No, we're not. One of the lads in my head. I'm just saying what he told me. Maybe I'll get more clues as I go along. Bye, Dad." You shut the door in your father's face. You run towards the bus stop. With each foot you put in front of the other, your manic head slows down and a loud voice comes into your head. "Yeah, 1-800 imposter." "Oh, fuck no. No, I'm not an imposter. My head's lying to me." "Go to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth." "Go to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth." You realise the government have implemented restrictions on travel to essential journeys only. But it is essential you go to the top of the mountain and find out the truth. Your bus arrives. It's late, but the driver is horrible. At least. You get onto the bus. It's empty, except for one other man. You notice he holds himself strangely, half sitting, half standing up, with a strange, wistful look on his face. He looks like he's ruminating over a bad decision he made 10 years ago. You think to yourself, "He must have imposter syndrome. I won't sit too close to him in case I get it." You have 30 kilometers to go on your bus journey. You figure it wise to make conversation with him. You need to figure out what's wrong with this guy. So in a friendly tone, you shout over to him, "Hey man, experiencing any guilt these days?" The man looks over at you, looks out the window, and stares at the ground in a trance. You squirm in your seat. "I should have worn my face mask today," you think to yourself. Too late now. You wait with bated breath and summon all their strength to endure the feeling of fear you experience on this bus. You tightly grip your phone in your hand because you don't like leaving anything in your pockets in a moving vehicle in case it falls out and you wouldn't notice it. Plus, a wise man once told you to never pocket something you can't fit in the palm of your hand. Or maybe it was you that said that. Either way, it doesn't make sense. A feeling of temporary relief washes over you when you reach your destination. You run off the bus, and the voices begin again.
Go to the police are
after you, find out the truth. Go to the top of the mountain, find out the truth. You trudge along, up the mountain. You notice there are quite a few people making this pilgrimage. There's a man with dirty fingernails and a loud voice walking behind you on the trail, and you can't help hearing him talk to himself. Should I be doing this? I don't know. I don't think I can do it. I mean, I want to do it, but everyone here will know I'm not good enough. You feel like now that you heard, you have to stop and say something. Come on, man, let's get to the top of the mountain. You can do this. The man looks embarrassed that you noticed him, but he responds out of politeness. Okay, man, I'll try. Thanks. I'll try to get to the top of the mountain and find out the truth. You stop dead in your tracks. Wait, what did you just say? You ask. Who, me? Oh, I said get to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth, man. You feel a long, cold bead of sweat trickle its way down your forehead. Your palms become moist. You have a feeling he could hear the same voices as you, but you don't mention it, in case he's a spy and trying to steal your credentials. All is clear for a little while, and the loud voices begin again.
1-800-IMPOSTER.
You look at your phone and start dialing the number. Hello, and thank you for calling the Imposter Syndrome hotline. All of our service representatives are currently busy, but please hold and we'll be with you as soon as we can. Please enjoy our automated message in the meantime. Are you experiencing guilt, shame, remorse, terror, feelings of inadequacy? Well, you've come to... Hello, you're through to the Imposter Syndrome Emergency Services helpline. How can I help you today? Oh, hi. Well, it was in the middle of your automated, never mind. I've been hearing voices in my head. They're telling me all sorts of stuff, but the main voice is telling me to get to the top of the mountain and find out the truth, whatever that means. Okay, well, that's not good. You feeling a bit guilty today? Yeah, kind of. I'm trying to fight it off, but my head keeps telling me I'm a fraud. The woman pauses. Okay. Well, maybe you are a fraud, love. You become indignant at this woman's lack of empathy. Isn't it your job to make me feel better, not to cut me down and to confirm my irrational fears? There is a pause. That's not my job, love. I'm tracing your geolocation now. I see you're in the Wicklow Mountains. There is a sales representative waiting on the mountain. Good luck on your journey. Get to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth. You hang up the phone in a rage. You're nearly at the top of the mountain. Your head grows manic once more.
You're useless. Nobody likes you. Just lie to your truth.
Get to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth. Get to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth. Get to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth. Get to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth. Get to the top of the mountain. Fear grows as you await what lies ahead of you at the top of the mountain. You notice your friendly companion from earlier is gone. Perhaps he got eaten by a pack of rabid hyenas. I'm not saying that's what happened. All I'm saying is, it's definitely a possibility. You see no one in your line of vision. You become irritated and think this was all a waste of time. Suddenly, You turn towards a nettle bush. It looks like there's some sort of portal on the other side of it. You look around to make sure no one is witnessing you as you're about to jump into a bush full of nettles. If they had my life, they'd be jumping into a bush of nettles too, you say out loud with convincing satisfaction. Suddenly you leap. Ah! You look up from the ground. You look at what lies in front of you. It's a gateway into another dimension, and it's guarded by some sort of gatekeeper. You look scared. What is this? The gatekeeper looks down at you. It's the broadcaster from the news channel you watched earlier. Good evening, and welcome to the Guilt-Free Pleasure Portal. This is the antidote to those that suffer from Imposter Syndrome, experience a lack of guilt, no regrets, no empty feelings, no mistakes. Just pay the nominal fee and walk through the portal. A price has to be paid, not in love, nor money. A price has to be paid. End your own psychological warfare now, but a price must be paid. Oh, you're fucking, what's his name, that news reporter, aren't you? Why are you hiding in a bush of nettles and dressed up like a wizard? The news reporter unflinchingly says, I caught the Imposter Syndrome recently, and to cure myself, I had to enter the Guilt-Free Pleasure Portal. And I'm only an intern in that world, so I have to prove my worth by being the gatekeeper between this world and the next. Because I had the Imposter Syndrome, I can telepathically send messages to people with low self-esteem and bring them to the top of the mountain to find out the truth and recruit them into our superior world. Oh, okay. And what about the guy with dirty fingernails who was with me on the trail? Why isn't he here? You ask. I'm afraid he got savaged by a pack of rabid hyenas. The news reporter responds, I fucking knew it. You think to yourself. So if you want to be free of guilt forever, all you have to do is step into this portal, the news reporter says, with a hint of mischief in his voice. You push past him and walk right in. The barriers that were once built up that separated yourself from the rest of the world have been smashed, and it's terrifying. You're still on the mountain in this dimension, but everyone around you is running wild, setting things on fire and killing each other. I know it's a weird thing to say, but this actually feels okay. You notice. You see your friend with the dirty fingernails from earlier on in your journey, riding on the back of a hyena, while holding a blood-soaked chainsaw in his hand. Hey, I remember you. Did you make it to the top of the mountain and find out that— Fuck you! He roars, zipping past you with the chainsaw swinging inches from your skull. You pick up a blade of grass and twirl it between your fingers. It turns to ash in your hand. You turn around and see a nervous man who works for mountain rescue. He looks like an impoverished Indiana Jones. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Everything is different now. I shouldn't be here. People would think I'm weird, he says. You reflect on the situation in your head. He sounds like he still carries guilt. Maybe there was a glitch in the portal and it's not guilt-free after all. Maybe people are just acting how they've always wanted to act when a society tells us it's okay to feel no guilt or remorse. Maybe the news reporter's lying. Maybe we're acting out of our own free will. Yeah, maybe I'm not supposed to be here. I don't feel worthy, the mountain rescue officer nervously adds. Did you get in through the portal? You ask. Portal? Ooh, I'm not too sure. I felt someone grab me and all of a sudden I ended up here. I went to go hide in a bush of nettles. It's where I usually go on my break to eat my lunch. It doesn't hurt as much as it used to. I've become accustomed to it. Plus I keep a handful of nettles in my pocket for good luck. You begin to wonder, Maybe the nettles make him immune to a lack of remorse. He seems to be the only person in this simulation who feels like an imposter. I'm jealous. I want to feel like an imposter too. I want some of his humanity. Can I take a look at your nettles there? You ask. I'm not too sure. You're not trying to trick me, are you? Maybe I'm being paranoid. Oh, I don't know. Am I? Sorry for being weird. You snatch the nettles out of the mountain rescue officer's clammy hands and sting yourself on the arm. You are back in reality now. You're standing outside the portal. The gatekeeper still stares at you. Good evening and welcome back to the guilt-free pleasure portal. Would you like another try? No, I wouldn't. And you make me sick. Playing with vulnerable people's minds and telling them that they can live in a rule-free utopia. All it did was make them evil. I never made them evil. I just told them they were free from guilt. The rest they did themselves. Experience, a lack of guilt, no regrets, no room for mistakes now. No room for mistakes. You size up the news reporter and suddenly get the idea to sting him with the nettle. I'm fucking allergic to nettles, he roars. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise. You should probably go get it checked out. I'll wait here and guard the portal. The news reporter limps off into the distance, holding his swollen head in his hand. You wait till he's out of sight and press the stop button on the portal. It was hidden under a rock.
Are you sure you want to delete the guilt-free pleasure portal?
Yes.
Commencing deletion of guilt-free pleasure portal in 3, 2, 1.
All the ravaged beasts of this portal seem embarrassed and paranoid. What a combo. Well, they trundle back down the mountain and into the real world. A procession of disheartened brutes, tripping over themselves and tickling old wounds. The ride back on the bus seems a lot longer this time, you notice. You put in your headphones and pretend to listen to music. You just don't want people to talk to you. You don't know where to look on the bus, so you stare at the ground for 3 seconds, then look out the window for 5, and up at the ceiling for 2. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. You get off the bus and the voices start up again.
You're looking for everyone knows what you did.
Didn't feel so good. What a mess. What a nightmare. What a mess. What a nightmare. What a mess. Oh, what a nightmare. What a mess. There's a woman walking in front of you with her dog, and she looks terrified. You notice she starts picking up the pace to get away from you. You weren't following her, but now you're interested, and she's walking the same direction as your home, so you begin to chase her. Hey! Wait! Why are you running from me? Don't be scared! I wasn't talking to you back there. I was talking to one of the lads in my head. This does not seem to put the woman at ease. Stay back! 2 meters, please! I don't know where you come from. I could catch the imposter syndrome off you. Fuck! A cramp. Okay, no worries. Get to the top of the mountain. Find out the truth, bro. The woman keeps running, as if she's trying to run away from her own darkness. You realise that you are only down the road from your home. You kick the door open as you don't want to infect your hand with germs. You see your father, still sitting in the same position. Hey Dad, you won't believe where Shut up! There's an update on the Imposter Syndrome! You look at the flickering television and see the same news reporter with a bandage on his head and swollen cheek. Hello, and welcome to the news. A recent update in the Imposter Syndrome scandal. News report tells us that there's been a sting operation, and it turns out that a lack of guilt is not always a good thing. So we, here on this news broadcast, would like to urge you all to keep on feeling guilty, because you are all very bad. Good night. You close your eyes, falling asleep on the chair, and a warm feeling envelops all around you. Yes, you are pissing yourself. You slob. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.